Hello beekeeper, today I would like to show you a little bit how the Thermosolar Hive looks from inside. So what we have here is a pillow-like roof with decent amount of insulation, which is allowing the humidity to leave the beehive during the winter. And so at spring there is a little bit of need to add additional water, but the rest of the season it's great for quality of honey, and especially for stopping the frames from rotting during the winter, which is happening under the roofs, which are not allowing the humidity to go away. This particular beehive is made on the frame size 39 times 24 centimeters, and it's made for 11 frames on so-called warm build, and you can get any other size of it if you are from region which is using different size frame size, or for example Langstroth particularly, it's possible to get it. In the first position it's not a frame, it's like a wall, additional wall. The bees can walk around it, and it's protecting the wax and the brood and everything from too much of heat from the metal plate, which is built here and which is just behind the insulation glass. So the glass allows the sunlight to go through the glass, warm up the metal panel, and to slowly heat all the wax, all the combs and storages, heat it up, which is helping during winter to reduce the consumption of storages. It helps the bees to move if they need to move from one box to another. There is some certain gap, or to move for another frame with storages. It allows them during sunny days, which might be freezing, to move, because it really warms up. I was afraid first year that it will cause too much of brooding during the winter, but the colony came out stronger in early spring than it was entering the winter. But the main reason why the solar windows are made here, and later in next videos I will also show you the solar roof, which can be added on the top of the beehive instead of this roof, is for treating the bees from Varroa mite. And what it does, it basically heats up everything what is inside the beehive. The older bees can freely still be going out. They can hang down below the brood, below the combs, but it heats the brood itself, and it kills the Varroa mite, still at the temperatures which for the wax and for the bees is safe. And if we are not using the solar roof to increase the temperature to really levels which decimate the population of the mite, it still increases the temperature in the beehive, so that the females of the mite are getting infertile. So it's really slowing down the growth of the population. Such frames with so beautiful brood are all over the beehive. It's interesting. Yes, of course, the mother has limits. The queen has the limits of how many eggs can lie, but I have seen that she's allowed to lie much more eggs than she could afford in a beehive which is not additionally heating, or the bees can be leaving the beehive during the day much more because the sun is heating up the brood instead of the bees, which would have to stay inside the hive to keep heating the inside of the hive. Another thing which I'm testing in this beehive is a theory which was described by the inventor of this beehive, Dr. Roman Linhart. how to stop the swarming effectively. So you basically leave the mother, the queen, to lay so many drone eggs that genetically, mathematically, biologically, they feel that they spread enough of their genetical information, and so they do not swarm, and they are just quietly changing the queens within 2 seasons, for example. So there are at least 4 frames in each bee colony to stop swarming, but not to lose the yield of the honey, because the drones are also helping to modify the heat in the beehive, and so the workers can be leaving and flying for nectar. So this is another thing which I'll be telling you about, how is it going and what I can see. This is it for now. I believe that if you have finished watching the video until now, you might have some questions, maybe about overheating, maybe about some techniques in working in this beehive, maybe about the treatment, what are the effects, if it was proved, and so on. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I will be glad to make some video on this topic. If you wonder, you may close the windows with just plastic shield, and it will be not heating the inside of the beehive, especially during really warm summer days. It's recommended to close it. Some other details about the construction, about the installation, whatever you would like to know, I will be glad to film. Maybe you wonder about the bottom. This is quite clean, it's quite new beehive, right? The bees have enough of space to hang here, especially during the treating the older bees, which are not very okay with the higher temperatures, and there is even insulated plate from below of it, so no heat would be really leaving. It requires some cleaning. I have to admit, there are some worms eating the rests, so not proud of that, but at least you know that I'm honest with you. Anything you would like to see and know, let me know, and I will be looking forward for you next time. See you.